Good afternoon. This is our December 2023 public session, and we will begin. I do want to announce that Trustee Chaudhry is in this terrific traffic jam coming from D.C. He'll be joining us late, but he will in fact be here. At this time, I would welcome a motion to accept tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Second? Okay, any discussion? Then Shintanami, I'm a little tongue-tied tonight. Would you please call for the roll, please?
Sure. Trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Uvala?
Approve.
Vice Chair Chen?
Approve.
Trustee Johnson?
Approve.
Trustee Moore?
Approve.
Trustee Price Jones?
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram?
Approve.
Trustee Gwynn?
Approve.
Thank you, Chair Uvala. This motion passes.
Thank you, Chitanami. We have a consent agenda tonight that includes the minutes for the November 14th public session, the November 14th closed session, and then the approval of appointees to the Board of Trustees of Anne Arundel County Retiree Health Benefits Trust. That was in your pre-reads. I will entertain a motion to approve this consent agenda.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Does anybody want to pull anything out? Okay, then, Chintami, could you please call the roll?
Trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Uvala?
Approve?
Vice Chair Chen?
Approve.
Trustee Johnson?
Approve.
Trustee Moore?
Approve.
Trustee Price Jones?
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram?
Approve.
Trustee Gwynn?
Approve.
Thank you, Chair Uvala. This motion passes.
Thank you, Chitanami. We'll go right into the board chair and committee reports. There is no board chair report tonight. We'll start out with our board development committee, and that's Trustee Price Jones.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. The Board Development Committee met on November 28th. The committee members shared ideas from the Association of Community College Trustees Conference related to board development, including developing talking points or a messaging sheet for board members to communicate the value of AACC to various stakeholders, an annual diversity, equity, and inclusion training, with this year's focus being on anti-racism and accessibility, tours of the Clausen Center, Arundel Mills, and Glen Burnie Town Center, and possibly having a board meeting at one of the other ACC locations. Having board members participate in the National Community College Trustees Survey, which is the largest research study on community college trustees in almost 25 years. Implementing an annual board retreat with the purpose of reviewing goals to determine if they are still relevant, assessing the board's status in meeting those goals, and enhancing working relationships. The committee will be discussing these ideas and more options at its next meeting on January 23rd. And Chair Uvala, this concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Trustee Price Jones? Hearing none, then our next board committee will be the Budget Committee, and Trustee Dr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Board Budget Committee met via Zoom on December the 7th and discussed the following topics. Number one, the FY 2024 update and budgetary implications. And number two, the FY 2025 budget. The committee also discussed future meetings. The FY 2024 update and budgetary implications topics included a comprehensive review of a variety of subtopics that provide context for both the short-term development of the FY 2025 budget and the long-term future of the college. Our discussion included the review of financial reports, including the operating budget status report, the projected tuition stabilization fund balance, and the multi-year projections. The committee also discussed the importance of using the budget guiding principles and priorities, which were reviewed at the previous meeting, as the basis for determining which items should be incorporated into the FY 2025 budget. The administration noted that these principles and priorities are critical to the deliberations currently underway and support the iterative process that allows for real-time evaluation of the alignment of budget resources as requests are considered. The committee will review this assessment and provide additional feedback as the plan is further developed and finalized for the board budget workshop scheduled for February the 15th. The committee also updated on the status of the FY 2025 budget development and presented with a draft of the FY 2025 to FY 2030 capital budget, which was also shared with the Facilities Committee at its last meeting. The committee will continue to meet as the development of the FY 2025 budget continues. The committee's next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, January the 19th. This ends the end of my report.
Any questions for Dr. Johnson? Thank you, sir. Our next committee will be the Facilities Committee. Trustee Moore?
Thank you, Trustee Weaver. The Facilities Committee met via Zoom on December 5th to discuss the following topics: draft FY 2025 capital budget request, future procurements, campus projects, and future meetings. First, the committee discussed the draft FY 2025 capital budget. The draft capital budget was submitted to the county for review on Friday, December 8th, in order to meet the county's internal deadlines, with a disclaimer that the board has not yet approved the capital budget. The capital budget is consistent with prior years, with a few changes, including the updated cost estimate for the Dragon Building renovation, moving the student services renovation up a year, and adding the HCAT and math building projects. A few of the deferred maintenance projects were increased to reflect inflation and to provide funding for classroom furniture replacement, make repairs to the West Campus Bridge between parking lots H and G, and to replace the Career Building's roof. Next, the committee discussed the list of future procurements. Last, the committee received an update on campus projects, specifically the pedestrian bridge, Florestano building renovation, the Broadneck Trail, and the GBTC renovation. Regarding the pedestrian bridge, repairs are underway, and the current schedule calls for the bridge to be open by January 11th, 2024. Additional structural purlins will need to be replaced, but there were adequate funds in the project. The college is evaluating the impact on the schedule as a result of these changes. Regarding the first through the third floors of the Florestano building, the board approved the design contract last month, and design meetings will start in January. Regarding the Broadneck Trail, the committee received an update on this county project to create a pedestrian and bike trail along the College Parkway. The county's contractor is currently in a holding pattern, and the county is working with the contractor on a remobilization plan. The county has shared that the college's portion of the project should be finished in March 2024. Regarding the renovations to the Glen Burnie Town Center, the renovation of the lobby and the testing and tutoring labs is complete, and the college is working with the county and fire marshal on the occupancy permits. The county is planning to replace the HVAC system in the building, and the college is discussing with them the ideal timing of the project to minimize the disruption to the students. Regarding the HCAT project, the county CAO was supportive of pursuing a new building capital project to consolidate the HCAT program in an expanded Clausen building in Arnold, in lieu of making repairs to the HCAT building in Glen Burnie. Chair Ubala, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Moore. Any questions? Okay, then we'll go right into Dr. Chen, Trustee Dr. Chen's report from the AACC Foundation.
Thank you. We'll have Trustee Gwynn please read the donor letter.
Dear donor, I am writing to thank you for making the Philip E. and Carol R. Ratcliffe Foundation Entrepreneurial Studies Scholarship at Anne Arundel Community College possible. I was delighted and very proud to be selected for this opportunity. Your generous support has made it possible for me to, after many years, return to school and pursue my entrepreneurial goals. I don't know what I would have done without the financial support. The upcoming school year is my first after almost a decade and 3 kids. I recently left active duty military service and attended culinary school. The Entrepreneurial Studies program is the next step in officially owning my bakery and business, a personal goal since I was 16 years old. The tight-knit community at Anne Arundel Community College has already welcomed me with open arms and encouraged me to make my dream a reality. The support I am receiving is more than I could have ever imagined. Thank you again for this generous gift. I am committed to making the most of this time of learning and development. I am also inspired to pay it forward and hope to provide similar support to future entrepreneurs one day.
Thank you. The AACC Foundation recently received a very generous planned gift of $285,000 from donor Sandra Winans-Burkle, who passed in October 2022. Ms. Burko met with AACC Foundation staff members in 2017 after learning about our scholarship program through a fellow donor. Having no immediate family, she was interested in establishing a scholarship funded by remaining assets in her Merrill Lynch wealth management account. Before her death, Ms. Burko formalized the memorandum of agreement for the endowed scholarship, naming it the Sandra Winans-Burkle and Melanie Burkle Memorial Endowed Scholarship in her memory as well as the memory of her late daughter, Melanie. The endowed scholarship will support students pursuing degree programs at AACC. The foundation is extremely grateful for this gift from Ms. Winans-Burkle. As of November 30th, 2023, the foundation's fundraising total is just over $2.8 million in gifts and commitments, exceeding the fiscal year goal of $2 million. This concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Trustee Dr. Chen. Any questions? Okay, then we do have a motion coming out of that. Would you read that for us?
I will. It's a little bit different than that one, though. This is, do you want to give a background on this? Do you want me to read it? Just on the approval of the naming opportunities for the campus building?
Oh,
I can handle it.
Yeah.
Okay. The Board of Trustees is asked to consider naming room 172 in the Health and Life Sciences Building at the request of a donor who is asked to remain anonymous in honor of Ms. Lorraine Hughes Girandoli. And Bali, if you want to pick up the rest of it because you're up there, that would be great.
So this is a naming opportunity based on a monetary donation as delineated in our procedures. As Dr. Lindsay said, the donor wishes to remain anonymous in requesting that room 172 of the Health and Life Sciences Building be named the Lorraine Hughes Girandola Health Sciences Student Success Center. The donor satisfies the conditions and criteria set forth in our naming policies. The donor's already given a generous gift and will enter into a new gift commitment if this naming moves forward for this gift. Ms. Girandola served as a registered nurse for more than 5 decades. During her career, she was recognized with the prestigious Florence Nightingale Award for her outstanding service as a nurse. She worked at AACC from 2014 to 2022 and is finally remembered for her commitment to helping students succeed in her positivity and kindness. She also was an active volunteer in Anne Arundel County. And if this motion is approved, the foundation will pick up the cost for signage.
And the main motion in front of the board is that the Board of Trustees approve naming room 172 and its inclusive office space in the Health and Life Sciences Building, the Lorraine Hughes Girondola Health Sciences Student Success Center, which meets the conditions and criteria set forth in the procedures for naming college properties, programs, and positions.
Do I have such a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second?
Any discussion? Only that you guys are doing a great job. We're gonna have to bump your goals next year. That's old sales guy talking, but very well. Chitanomy, will you please call the roll?
Trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Uvala,
Approve?
Vice Chair Chen,
Approve.
Trustee Johnson,
Approve.
Trustee Moore,
Approve?
Trustee Price Jones,
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram,
Approve.
Trustee Gwynn.
Approve.
Thank you. Chair Uvala, this motion passes.
Thank you very much. And that concludes our committee reports from the Board of Trustees for this month's meeting.
Thank you. On Friday, December the 1st, Professor Emeritus and AACC Foundation Board of Director, Dr. Richard Faircloth, and I were pleased to host AACC's Retiree Luncheon. It was a wonderful way to connect with one another and celebrate our retirees and thank them for their exceptional service to AACC. I'm pleased to share that the Department of Public Safety and Police, Sergeant Harvey Boblitz, was recognized for his dedication and service by the North Anne Arundel County Chamber of Commerce and received the Community Safety Award on November the 15th. Sean, is he with us today? No, okay. Continuing to move on then. AAC is one of 7 colleges nationwide and the only college in the state chosen to be part of the National Cybersecurity Program. This coalition is led by Rochester Institute of Technology to support former military service members and first offenders to transition into cybersecurity careers and help address the cybersecurity talent shortage. The Health and Life Sciences Building continues to be recognized for its design and construction. The Health and Life Sciences Building was recently recognized by Maryland Community Leadership and earned the Design and Construction Award. These prestigious awards celebrate building projects that exemplify excellence, high performance, healthy design and building, environmental stewardship, and community impact. AACC student-run literary magazine, The Amaranth at AACC, won second place in the College Media Association's Pinnacle Awards for Literary Magazine of the Year. Additionally, the Campus Current received an honorable mention for Newspaper of the Year. And as we're looking forward to recognizing our amazing faculty and staff with the holiday celebrations at our Arnold campus on December the 19th, Arundel Mills and GBTC at the Sarah E. Carter Building on December the 20th, and as we approach the winter break and reflect upon the past year, we have so much to be grateful for. I continue to be proud of the ACC community and be able to work with such passionate, dedicated, and hardworking professional colleagues. And now I will move to Strategic Technology Roadmap Overview. Dr. Richard Krolovich. I'll go back on the manual.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Lindsay. Good evening, everybody. It's my pleasure to provide you a quick update on IIT's Strategic Technology Roadmap. Just as a quick reminder, our STR enables IIT to prioritize mission-critical technologies and invest in emerging solutions. It's our game plan. It helps us to maintain fiscal discipline as well as make steady, continuous improvements across the strategic, operational, and tactical levels of the division. Last year, we introduced this roadmap with 11 initiatives, and just a quick reminder of what those are. We have our stack modernization, supporting strategic enrollment, information security, digital accessibility, Azure cloud architecture, modern desktop, unified communications, innovative learning environments, software deployments, technology-deferred maintenance, as well as purposeful domain management. When we laid out this plan last year, we set out an ambitious number of projects to support each of the initiatives. I'm pleased to report that we've made significant progress on those. We've either completed nearly each one of these or moved them to the operational level. So, kudos to the team as well as the user community for helping us to complete these initiatives. So, on pace. One of the big updates is last June we talked about our colleague SaaS project, and just a reminder, our Lucian SaaS project is a deployment. It refers to our cloud-based deployment of Lucian's colleague SaaS system, which is software as a service. As a reminder, this will help us improve accessibility, our ability to upgrade, scale, and manage and maintain our student information system, as well as improve information security overall. I'm pleased to say that that project is off and underway. We have a tentative, well, pretty much a set in stone go live date of December of 2025 on that. So thanks to the team that's working on that, as well as the user community, progress and again underway. For this year, we have other projects that we've lined up for our roadmap, and those include, as I just mentioned, the SaaS migration, continued work on our Azure migrations, G Drive and OneDrive, college-wide information security training, unified communications, writing our new information security WISP, which is a written information security plan, accessibility course reviews, ACC's intranet redesign, MFA for students, PC replacements for Windows 11, as well as fiber project under IT capital phases 2 and 3. So I'll wrap up by saying thank you to the ACC user community. We know that digital transformation can be disruptive, and not all of these initiatives are by choice. So we certainly do appreciate the support of AACC, definitely the patience and the feedback we receive for the user community. So at this point, I'll pause and see if there are any questions from the board.
Any questions? Yes, Dr. Johnson.
So what would you give us as a score in terms of where we are, where we want it to be? Are we?
As far as technology, well, I think with the roadmap, I think it's gone better than expected.
Okay.
So, I mean, if I'm scoring my team, I'm going to give them an A+, you know, I suppose.
Of course.
I mean, I probably could do better, but I think we're definitely making significant progress toward it. And I think the SaaS project is really kind of coming together as well, and the support of the board on that, you know, that none of this would be possible without that. So I think that we are certainly making good progress and looking forward to the next year. I think when we report the update next year, you're going to see some of the initiatives change. I anticipate more work with AI in the future, as well as a few other things, but I think they're doing pretty well. Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you, Rick.
And I'm going to back up to the revisions to the college manual sections 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Due to the recently approved employee grievance policy and related procedures, flexible work policy and related procedures, staff and administrator performance evaluations and procedures, full-time faculty performance evaluation procedures, and promotion of part-time faculty procedures, the college manual needs to be revised. These revisions are being presented to the board as an informational item for tonight's meeting and will be brought back as an action item at the January meeting. The sections related to grievance and telework need to be updated to remove conflicting information in the full-time and tenure track and full-time term contract sections of the college manual, sections 4 and 5. Part-time and special term faculty contracts, section 6. Administrative staff organization code, section 7, and the professional and support staff organization code, section 8. Additionally, language in the full-time and tenure track and full-time term contract sections 4 and 5 need to remove the reference interim full-time faculty performance evaluation, as the procedure was vetted through the process as outlined by the procedure on development of policies and procedures and approved by the president and vice presidents. A summary of all the college manual revisions have been included in the board's material for tonight. These proposed changes are by the administration, and the college has followed the process for manual revisions as outlined in section 1.4 of the college manual. Currently, these sections are under the review of the constituency groups. If there are any changes as a result of that review, they will be highlighted and noted in the board's materials for next month. And now I will ask.
Can I ask a question on that? It's almost 200 pages of pre-reads there, and a lot of red line that we had to also go through. Should questions that might come out from that should be directed to you?
That'd be fine.
Dr. Johnson, did you have a comment?
No, I'm just listening to you. You know, it's voluminous.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
And I also thought about whether or not there should have been another level of review before it got to us. Usually we will have a committee that would look at something and kind of do that detailed looking, but but you know.
Erin, you want to respond to this? Because we've been following the board-approved policy on policies. So that was approved, and that's what we've been working through. Do you want to maybe comment any more?
The manual editing processes outlined in section 1.4, and we're following exactly what that process looks like. It goes through legal review, it goes through the policy administrator, PVP takes a look at it. It's now with the college manual editing committee and out to the constituency group. So all that review will be done before it becomes an action item for the board. We're just trying to really catch up with getting rid of the conflicting information in the manual based on the policies that we've recently adopted.
It
It
seems
looks
that we're
like more than it is. Yeah.
It looks like we're getting rid of a lot of redundancy and unnecessary words. So, I mean, I kind of agree with you, Jim. I read through all of that, and my head's spinning. But I guess that we should take some solace in the fact that it's been reviewed by people that spend a lot more time on this than we do. So, at least that's my position.
These edits really are designed to remove material that is now captured in policies and procedures.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, Dr. Milner?
Thank you, Dr. Lindsay. Good evening to all of you. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Dean Sandy Jones of Continuing Ed and Workforce Development to give us an update on where we are in the semester.
Good afternoon. As Dr. Milner said, I'm going to give a brief overview of continuing education and workforce development, talk a little bit about the Clausen Center for Innovation and Skilled Trades, and then end with a student success story. So we'll go ahead and get started. So the School of Continuing Education and Workforce Development is made up of several unique departments designed to serve specific populations, such as individuals seeking to obtain a high school credential, adult learners taking a personal enrichment course, professionals looking to upgrade their skills, and new entrants into the workforce looking to obtain an entry-level career in a variety of industries, including healthcare and the skilled trades. Encompassing student services, which for us includes admissions, records and registration, and an advising component, the business office and institutional assessment responsibilities, along with curriculum and instruction, under one school, coupled with an enrollment of just over 36,000 in FY23, makes CEWD a college within a college. So in terms of operations, CEWD's operations team is responsible for supporting the work of the programming staff through managing and auditing the course and section creation process, registering students, and data analysis and reporting. Staff within the school are responsible for all phases of the enrollment life cycle, including course and section creation, student and adjunct faculty recruitment, and student retention and completion. In FY23, staff provided support for over 9,000 course sections, 11,000 students, and processed over 2,600 adjunct faculty contracts.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What's the difference between courses created/modified and courses modified?
A course section is created and modified, so we can put a section up and change it. A course is created, but a course can also be modified as well, so I apologize, that's a little confusing. Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, since the COVID pandemic, growth in CEWD programs has been slow and steady. In FY24 to date, programming in areas such as skilled trades and healthcare are seeing the largest growth. Because registration for CEWD's non-credit courses can occur at any time throughout the year, enrollment is reviewed on a weekly basis and is compared with a similar point in time to the prior fiscal years. The week-to-week analysis is used as a forecasting tool to predict the FTE for the current fiscal year. Based on the current analysis, it is anticipated that FY24 FTE, which is the green line on here, will be slightly higher than FY23. So our growth is continuing. The Hotel Culinary Arts and Tourism Institute's credit and non-credit programs fall under the School of Continuing Education and Workforce Development. While HCAT's non-credit FTE is included with non-credit data, credit data is included with non-credit data. Credit data is tracked separately. HCAT's credit programs are showing strong increase in growth, yielding 187 students, which is 116.9% of the goal for the fall 2023 semester. Contract credit data represents credit courses and programs that are offered under a contract training agreement with entities such as the Department of Defense and Anne Arundel County Fire Department. Enrollment in contract credit courses varies from year to year based on the needs of businesses and organizations in the community. CEWD's student demographic closely mirrors the population of Anne Arundel County, with students identifying as white accounting for 47% of students, followed by Black, African American at 17%, and Hispanic at 16%. Students in CEWD's courses and programs include elementary school-age children participating in Kids in College summer camps, which we just relaunched last summer, all the way up to senior students in their 90s engaged in courses at local senior centers. The largest single age group represented in CEWD's courses and programs is age 21 to 40. So students participating in CEWD's courses come from across the country, as you can see by this chart here, with the bulk of the students obviously residing in Anne Arundel County, followed by Howard County and Baltimore City. In FY23, 691 students residing outside of Maryland participated in one or more of CEWD's online courses.
Another question.
Sure.
Can you go back one?
Sure.
Is that dot in the lower left?
That's Hawaii.
Is that,
That's one student.
it's one student?
Yep.
Big dot.
Seriously.
Yeah, one student taking one of our online courses.
Okay. So I just
Yep.
didn't know whether it was a key or something.
That's one student right there.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So as part of the non-credit registration process, students can elect to share if they speak a language other than English. In FY23, over 1,000 responses were received, and this visual indicates the frequency of responses as the size of the box. So moving on to the Clausen Center for Innovation and Skilled Trades, if you could go back one slide. Oh, there we go. The students in this, these are actually students in our program, our carpentry students and our electrical students from this past fall are shown here on this slide. So the Clausen Center for Innovation and Skilled Trades, as many of you know, began offering programming in January 2022 in electrical, low voltage, HVAC, and carpentry. And once the welding lab was fully operational, welding courses began in August of 2022. Since opening, Clausen Center programs have seen a combined enrollment of over 1,300. In FY23, 85% of students participating in a Clausen Center course successfully completed it. And for our student success story, this is Dion. So meet Dion. While attending the pre-apprenticeship HVAC program this fall at the Clausen Center, Dion obtained a position as an apartment maintenance technician. Dion was hired at $14 an hour and will make $15.50 per hour once he completes his program. His employer also pays 100% of his rent, utilities, cell phone, gas, and matches 100% of his 401k contribution. Dion's advice to pre-apprenticeship HVAC students is, the instructor makes it fun, and every day I am learning something new. Just hang in there, it is worth it, especially now that I have a job and can apply my new skills. So, any questions?
Any questions for Dean Jones?
I do have a question. Getting back to the non-credit FTE, headcount, et cetera, and just looking at the trend, so we had a little bit of a recovery.
Yep.
And now what is the FY24 number mean?
That's FY24 to date. So as of November 17th, Monica, if you could move back one. Yeah, so these numbers are as of November 17th, where we were at that point in time.
Got it. And so, what do you think? Are we trending upwards consistently? Is that your feeling?
Yes, so Monica, if you could go to the next slide.
I
Or the one with my green line. That one, yes.
Yeah,
So
that
the
one,
green line-
yes.
Yes, so
Yeah,
the green line.
yeah.
The green line shows, yes, that we are trending up consistently.
Okay.
Again, our biggest growth areas are in the workforce development area and healthcare and skilled trades, but we also have a large population of senior programming and English as a second language and adult basic education. So those are some of our biggest programming areas.
And so do you feel like, are students coming back? Can we draw that
Yes.
conclusion?
Yes. It takes a lot more work to get students through the registration process, but as an example, right now, our Clausen Center courses start again the end of January, and right now, one of our pre-apprenticeship electrical courses is full, which is unusual this far out, right? So it's getting the word out in the community and sharing the student success stories like I shared with you. And what's starting to happen now, and I kind of said, between 18 months and 2 years after opening is when we're going to start to see this momentum, because word gets out in the community and people share good news. It kind of works that way.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes.
Is the trend in terms of our enrollment, for example, in electrical engineering, does that reflect the demand in our communities, or are people going there for some other reason?
So the pre-apprenticeship electrical is definitely reflective of the demand in the community by employers, right? We also have a large electrical apprenticeship program that those numbers show in that too, that we have apprenticeship partners that we do work with. Electrical is always very popular. We just had a job fair at the Clausen Center a week ago where we had over 20 employers and apprenticeship associations there meeting with students. And they were very excited and pleased to be there because, as you know, the job openings are plentiful.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Nice job. Next, Chair of the Academic Forum/Council, Andrew Kim.
Good afternoon, Board. On November 16th, we held academic council meeting. That was via Zoom. The committees of Academic Forum continue to do their work, and I have begun receiving and presented some of them in November, the proposed charter changes from their committees on their sections of the charter. I also presented to the Academic Council an instructional staff inclusivity proposal. I'm doing a little more research and answering some questions. There'll be more discussion on that at the next council meeting, which is this Thursday. Assisted Academic Integrity Review Committee with finding a temporary fill-in for a faculty committee member that needs to step away from the committee for a bit. Attended the CAP meeting on November 27th and TFOAF leadership on the 29th. Another item on the agenda for Academic Council this Thursday will be introducing some language to be voted on in January in support of the board-approved policy changes that have to happen. And that's it. Any questions for me?
Thank you.
Thanks, Andy.
You're welcome.
And from our administrative staff organization, Stacy Corbett. How'd you draw the straw?
What?
How did you draw the straw?
They bailed on me. I was third in line. Good evening. The administrative staff organization held our second meeting of this semester on November 29th, and we appreciated the updates from Dr. Lindsay and Vice President Beardmore that were provided to all in attendance. And then we finalized our goals and the results, shared the results of our survey data that was included in your board packet. And then we had some ASO members share some tips and strategies that they use to manage their workforce using Teams and other technology. And two of our members, Kathy Campbell and Sarah Eager, have agreed to provide tips and training at our next meeting in the spring, which is currently scheduled for March 5th. And lastly, we are participating with PSSO with the Pack the Pantry event that will conclude at the holiday party next week. And that's all I have. Any questions?
Any questions?
Yes.
Dr. Johnson.
It seemed to me that a theme that, at least it came out on me, said that people said they need more help.
Yes, they did.
Do we know what that character of that group is? Is it somebody to help somebody or somebody to lead? And are you working on a proposal as an organization about how you can become more efficient if you had more resources?
Well, part of that strategy is to utilize technology better and get our members trained so that we can hopefully work smarter and not harder.
Okay, good answer.
Any other questions? Yes. Sorry, Sandy Moore.
I have, tell us more about this Pack the Pantry.
Pack the pantry. So
Yeah.
well, I'm probably going to steal Lisa Starkey's report if I tell you more.
You'll do what?
I will let,
Oh, I'll wait for Lisa then.
we are joining with her
Okay.
to help her pack the pantry. So I'll let her share because I bet it's in her report
Okay.
next.
That's fine.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stacy. And now President Lisa Starkey from the Professional and Support Staff Organization will give her report.
Always nervous. Good evening, members of the board and my fellow colleagues in the galley. I have some updates from the PSSO. During the November 10th meeting, we followed up on our Kindness Campaign Challenge, which is part of our Civility Matters project with the PSSO. In October, we challenged all the PSSO members to begin sending kudo cards and thank you cards, whether electronically or paper, throughout the campus to those that they wanted to acknowledge. The feedback was so enthusiastic from people who either sent cards or received cards that we decided to continue the challenge through to the end of the year. During the November meeting, we also had an activity. What does civility look like? Using breakout rooms through Zoom and even in the room in which we work, because we do our meetings hybrid, we asked everyone to discuss what does civility look like. We shared out to everyone and then also had a Jamboard where the members would post and continue to kind of look at what is civility. We're going to be following up in January and asking each member to take an item off of the Jamboard and put it into action so that we can actually put into practice what civility looks like. Also in our December 7th meeting, was continuation with our Civility Matters, Jason Ancona from Continuing Education presented a little mini workshop during our meeting focused on email communication that included tone, professionalism, and etiquette. We will continue to share to the board members our efforts with the Civility Matters. I did want to also add to my oral report that during the November 27th CAP meeting, we shared all of our activities out to the members of CAP just to showcase what the PSSO is doing with Civility Matters. Continuing, our committees had a lot of work that they've been doing. The Pack the Pantry was an idea that we came up with as the leadership team as a way to have the PSSO members make contributions to the student pantry. The college pantry is in desperate need of personal items as well as a lot of food items. So back in October, we challenged the PSSO members to pack the pantry. Each person considered donating to the pantry. We then thought it would be a good idea to partner with the TFO as well as the ASO and ask if their members would also come up, kind of step into the challenge. We also have the Academic Council who has agreed during the April convocation of the Academic Forum or the expanded meeting, not convocation, the Academic Forum, to also do the Pack the Pantry in April, because that will be a face-to-face meeting in Kaufman Theater. So Professor Kim has agreed to have the Pack the Pantry even into the springtime when we do face-to-face. Continuing with that, the College Community Service Committee did launch a project with Lindale Middle School to help pack their pantry after we had done the backpack project. And on Friday of last week, they delivered all of the collected items. And this will help students at Lindale Middle School through the holidays that are in the before care and after care and need snack items. So we were very excited about the success of that. Our engagement committee has sent out to the PSSO members a survey, and we'll share the results out in January on ways to engage the PSSO members. And our nomination committee continues to work with TFO to kind of have a centralized process for college-wide committees so we can make sure that we have PSSO representation on all college-wide committees where it's relevant. And I thank you all so very much on behalf of myself, Caitlin, and Laura. So, any other questions?
Any questions?
I have a comment.
Sure.
Oh, did you want?
It's okay, either way.
We have dueling comments here.
I don't know the process.
Dr. Chen?
First of all, I'd like to say your Civility Matters action is amazing. I love
Thank
it.
you.
I absolutely love it in this day and age. Such positive movement, it's great. I wanted to understand what % of your membership is participating in the communication on this matter.
Well, we were very excited that our membership, as large as we are, attendance at our meetings had been kind of falling off. We've over doubled our attendance at our meetings. And I'm very enthusiastic about that. I don't know if it's the format. I don't know where to get the reason why. I know that as part of the leadership team, we wanted to commit to a leadership philosophy where we are embracing the college values and leading especially with positivity and collaboration with the college leadership. So we've got a lot of feedback that people leave the meetings and are like, this is great, thank you for some positivity, thank you for a productive meeting. So we're very happy about this so far.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Moore?
Yes, as far as your Pack the Pantry,
Yes.
if anyone on the Board of Trustees would like to donate, where would we put this?
Well,
I'm
there's
issuing a challenge.
There's a couple of places, right outside of Sun 219, there is a collection. We will also be at the holiday events that are happening in the Hawk's Nest, and we are also going up to Glen Burnie Town Center and Arundel Mills, not only to kind of meet the members that we don't get a chance to see, but the leadership team of PSSO, we're going out there also to collect donations. Or you're always welcome to give me a holler and I'll come pick it up anywhere. So, yeah, any way we can serve. The other thing is part of Pack of the Pantry was to include a wish list, that there's an Amazon wish list that you are more than welcome to also purchase from. So we also have members and that have done that. And it would go directly to Caitlin over in the Student Services Building or Student Union Building.
I think you have to push 3 buttons total or 2. I mean, it's really easy just to get on their Amazon connection, and
Cool.
it gets to where they need it to go right away. So.
And I'm sure you'd accept cash if all else
Yes,
fails?
there's a help link and the student pantry. And so that was one of the things we did on Giving Thursday also to continue with this positivity, is to send to the PSSO members opportunities to, make donations on Giving Tuesday. We included the foundation link. We had the information about Pack the Pantry or Lindale. So we're just constantly making sure that the communication to our membership, they're aware of that. And we were really happy that the ASO and TFO also took the email and was like, hey, can you send this out? And they were like, absolutely. So we're doing a lot of collaborative effort too with the other constituency groups.
Great.
Maybe we can communicate to the board where to find this information.
I think so.
We can send you the link.
That's great. So
Yeah.
that's my holiday challenge, guys.
Check.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
President of our Student Government Association, Zach Buster.
Good evening, Chair Uville and the board. Good evening, Dr. Lindsay. As this is my last report of the semester, I could stand up here and list off all of what SGA has done this year in bullet point format. I could show you the numbers and talk about how our events have attracted over 150 students at each this year. I could talk about the almost 20 clubs which were started and restarted this year. I could talk about how we brought together the first full Senate since before the pandemic. But I don't want to just repeat the information you've heard in my previous oral and written reports. That would not be as interesting. So today, I want to thank you. I want to thank you, and I want to thank everyone here for the support and guidance you have all given me this semester. But more importantly, I want to thank the student body for putting their faith in me to stand in front of you today and be their voice. I truly could not have done it without your help, the support of students, and the effort of my fellow SGA members. The things I mentioned are all signs of this year's SGA is not only helping students redefine themselves, but actually redefining student life here at AACC as a whole. When I first came here to AACC in 2021, I was an entirely virtual student, working part-time in fast food. I would get up, go to work, come home, do homework, repeat the same cycle over and over again every day. I didn't have a reason to come down to campus because there was no student life. There wasn't really a lot of active student clubs on campus, but there were a few. And by getting involved with those clubs, I discovered myself and discovered the power that engagement can have to change lives. Getting involved improved my grades, helped me grow as a person, and gave me the reason to come to campus every day. It gave me a home. This is why I ran for SGA president in the first place, because I wanted to give the same opportunities that I had to others. That said, this was not a one-man show this semester. I truly could not have done it without the work of my executive board, the existing community here at AACC, which welcomed me with open arms, and support of everyone here who helped me get to the place I am today. So thank you. Thank you for giving me the tools I need to make my vision a reality. Thank you for helping me do what I do every day. Thank you for your part in helping AACC live up to the community part of its name. And I cannot wait to continue making this college a better place for everyone next semester. I hope you all have a great winter break, and I'll see you next year.
Thanks for your energy, Zach.
Thank you.
You really bring a lot to this.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate that. Any
Thank you.
Any
Any
questions?
questions?
Other comments? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Zach. The faculty organization, Dr. Levine, has a report in your packet that you can refer to in lieu of a report tonight. And then I'm going to move into just an update on MAC. So the annual Maryland Association of Community Colleges Trustee Leadership Conference and Legislative Reception is going to be held on Monday, January the 22nd, 2024. Hopefully you all have your calendars marked at this point in time. The conference will start at 3 o'clock, and the legislation session will start at 6. For our new trustees, the MAC Trustee Conference provides an overview of the 2024 legislative agenda and invites guest speakers to provide an overview of federal issues in higher education that may affect community colleges. At the reception, elected officials are invited to meet with the board members and college leadership. More information about this event will be communicated when it becomes available. The opening day of the 446th session of the Maryland General Assembly will convene on January the 10th, 2024, and the MAC Legislative Committee will start meeting each week starting in January throughout the session to review all proposed legislation that will affect community colleges and take a stand. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Madam President. Do we have any new business? Our next board meeting is on January 9th, 2024. Do I have a motion to close this public session meeting pursuant to Section 3-305B, 7, and 8 of the General Provisions Article of the Maryland Code to consult with counsel to obtain legal advice regarding the collective bargaining law and to consult with staff, consultants, or other individuals about pending or potential litigation?
So moved.
Do we have a second? Second. We have a second. Any discussion? Chitami, would you call the roll, please?
Sure. Trustees, when I call your name, please state your vote. Chair Uvala.
Approve?
Vice Chair Chen.
Approve.
Trustee Chowdhury.
Approve.
Trustee Johnson.
Approve.
Trustee Moore.
Approve.
Trustee Price Jones.
Approve.
Trustee Stanton Buttram.
Approve.
Trustee Gwynn.
Approve.
Thank you, Chair Uvala. This motion passes.
Thank you very much. We are adjourned.